Hello everyone, it is me, Yi King, and we are back with an unboxing. Today we got from Transformers, Age of the Primes. Wow, that hardly fits into frame. It's hard to do readers, but we have the 13th, but obviously not Megatronus, the Fallen. And that's right, baby. We got ourselves Megatronus, which honestly I really like this one. I think this design is mostly based on his Dreamwave. I think I remembered it, but as soon as I started filming, I forgot it. If not, I'll follow up what he's mostly based on. Because with the Primes, they're mostly based on one design, but they do have elements from other designs. Like Solos was mostly Combiner Wars. I don't know what Primo was basically on. There's no really one-to-one design. Like Solis had the Combiner Wars designs but not the colors, but Megatronus is basically a copy and paste from I think the Dreamwave comics. I know it's from the comics, but I forget what the comic is. Like I said, I filled up in text what it is. Well, it'd be earlier when the text is thrown up. But yeah, pretty cool. Hang on one second. But also, what's kind of funny is takes 30. Well, first of all, not funny, but I'll get to funny bit in a second. Takes 38 steps, go from robot to tank mode. But it's funny because our previous unboxing was Aussie Solus. Obviously, I've taken stuff out because I just jumped straight into the next one. But it's funny because there's a 10-step difference. You know, she takes 28 while he takes 38. So it's kind of funny. It's like, wow, a 10-step difference. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Honestly, you know, this is the new leader class design, so big window. And it really that really stands out for the names. Also you have Megatronus right here with what he transforms into, which is a tank, which I think for Megatron from Steel Series 86, I believe he takes elements from it. I know they said it's a complete new mold, but apparently I think I've heard there's some elements of Megatronus in it. Who knows, maybe they just took inspiration of the tank mode for Megatronus, because this is a new tank mode for Megatronus. It's not like a copy and paste from the Siege Megatron one. This is a new mold. And then 86 Megatron is also supposed to be a new mold, but maybe they took some elements from it. Flip up here, it just says, whoa. It just says his name, Megatronus the Fallen, plus the Teratomy. Oh yeah, the Hasbro logo's down here. Flip over here, it shows some more of the Primes to all one. Leader class in different languages down there. I don't know who this one is, but I think that's supposed to be, I know it's Optimus, but I don't think that's the Star Convoy Optimus, unless it is, but then that's obviously Megatronus. But it does have the Inferno head, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just copy and paste the Inferno head over. If we flip over here, we got more of a robot design, more close up of the robot design of Megatronus himself. Flip down here, we got a beautiful barcode and what's included. Does it say what's included? Oh, it's down here. One figure, 9 pieces. And then we flip to the back. It shows what his prime weapon is, being the Vectrion Blaster from actually Combiner Wars. Well, I don't know if this one specifically is from Combiner Wars. I actually think it is, because I did see the Combiner Wars clip and it looks pretty one-to-one. So I believe this is from Combiner Wars. If not, I'll let Philip and text it what it's actually from. But it shows you can wear it. And it just shows yet again, takes 38 steps, go from robot to tank mode. Has that stamp of approval down there. And yeah. Let's pop it open. I actually kind of had to zoom out on camera a bit to fit it into frame, but once I have them out, I'll zoom back in a little bit. But always be careful using scissors and anything sharp, especially if you're a youngin'. And yeah, there we go. Luckily, leaders are interesting to open. That's just paper. Big box. I put you off to the other side. Alright, so, you get the classic paper, warning, check, and hazard, and probably terms and services in different languages. I will put you off to the side over here. Then we have his instructions, Megatronus to Fallen. I think he's like one of the more simpler tanks to do. Like he has 38 steps, but I mean like it's simple steps, I think. I am gonna have to like really go through this. So all I'll do over here is just tells you upon his accessories, which I probably have to look back to once I get him out. But then here's how you actually start transforming him. That is fluff. Alright. Boom. And then just tells you some other stuff you can do. Well, I'll keep it folded up for right now, but then when I have Megatronus out, I'll bring back in the instructions for when I need to do it. Alright, let's play the counting game. Well, first of all, let's take this out. Oh, luckily, I don't care about these boxes anymore, so I don't mind if it's a bit ripped. Wow, chunky. Actually, I think this might have his flame accessories, because, I mean, it is shown on the box. He has flame accessories. Whoa. Tripod, work with me. Okay, this is 0.1. Apologies for the background noise you do hear. Okay, let's not just 5 pieces. What is it? What are you? Oh, you're a shoulder pad. Okay, so I'm gonna look back at the instructions. You seem to be an extra cannon piece. Oh yeah, you're like a cannon extender for the Requiem Blaster when it's into tank mode. Or you could just keep it on there. This is a bottom piece for his trident. And then we have some flame. I don't really know these are like blast effects. Are they? Oh, cool. They kind of are. I think these ones aren't really because they're more or less shoulder pieces. I guess they are blast effects. Well, kind of. I think these ones work a little bit better because they can stay in more easily. So I think these are more blast effects. These are more just accessories. But finding cool that you get more blast effects. Like the only one that I had for so long was Smashdown. That's more of an impact than an actual effect. I'm just gonna slide these off to the side for a moment while we quickly get out our boy Megatronus. Holy Dinah, you're big. I might ask you to keep you at 0.9. Well, I did 0.8, so. Well. Alright. Let's do this. 1, 2. 2 for the Requiem Blaster. I think you can just slide these out, can't you? Is there a plastic strip on these? Oh, you're supposed to kind of bend them. Okay, so nothing for that. It holds the trident. And then here's his sword, which you can combine with the trident. I say, so 2 for the Requiem Blaster, but let's continue counting. So 3, 4, 5, 6, right? There we go. Now that was 6, 7, and since this is 2, 8, 9. So 8 plastic strips for Megatronus himself, but 2 for the Requiem Blaster, so 10 altogether. But I'm gonna just chuck this off to the side, but very carefully, so I don't get plastic strips everywhere. That's why if I vacuum nowadays, I'm probably just gonna be accidentally vacuuming up plastic strips. Which I don't know if it's good enough for a vacuum, but who could, I mean, actually I should care. Alright, so We got a beefy lad, Megatronus. God, he's just him. I'm gonna be real. I think I actually prefer this design over the TF1 design for like recent Actually, for any Megatronus design in general, I think this is legit my favorite one that I've seen. There could be others I haven't seen yet that look cool, but other ones I've seen, this one is cool. Like, dude's a walking furnace. Alright, so let's just look at the instructions so I know what I'm doing. So where did they go? Okay, so he has holes on the back, which you can put the tiny blast effects onto, because, you know, like I said, he's a walking furnace. He's energy from Ben 10. Oh, he has wheels? Dude. I don't have many leaders. Actually, I don't really have leaders. Like, Sandstorm, he's a Voyager scale. Like, he's a Voyager, but because of the triple change engineering, he has to be priced at leader class, otherwise it wouldn't work. Another leader class I have, which is Dendrotron, that's just a multi-pack priced at leader. So it's like a Voyager Deluxe in the core, so that's whatever. And then I have Toxictron, which I suppose is a leader, but I wonder if he's at leader because of his tanker stuff. But this one really does feel like a leader. Don't get me wrong, I like my other leaders, but out of the 4 leader classes I have at time recording, Megatronus generally feels like a leader class transformer. Alright, so then for these blast effects, they're supposed to go into the ports right here. I'm like doing all this stuff. Oh, okay, so you do like this. Is it like that? Oh, I might put it on backwards. Okay, so put on the wrong one. Yeah, that looks better. I mean, he still looks like bad. Like, he still looks awesome without it, but, you know, it gives him that dramatic flair. Alright, so we got that on. Alright, I'm trying to put on all these accessories. I knew I hit something. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is very tiny. Try not to lose this piece. It's very tiny. Okay, so where do you go? Okay, so he has a little port, right? I believe everything besides the, well, obviously, I take off all the accessories, but I think like stuff like the missile pod can stay on. I should have got the blast effect on afterwards. Okay, let's take you off. Alright, so there we go. Well, that's very tight, but it's a little missile pod because, you know, that just gives him aura. So let's see, what else? Okay, so it's supposed to go onto his backpack right here, like one of these ports, because I didn't realize it, but like, so it's supposed to go right there because his little missile, because his missile is supposed to go onto his backpack, so let's put that on. Then tilt. Nice little backpack. Alright, and then, you know, obviously you have a vacuum blaster, which, if this would focus, that has Megatronus's insignia on here, which apparently you can do something. Because I know you're supposed to pop it open when it goes to tank mode. Oh well, we'll come to that when it comes down to it. But here that is. And then, you know, for his sword, he could hold it individually, or, but for his trident, you can combine it like, okay, so you go on like that. Do your hands open and close? Okay, so they can open and close. I like how all it's been done out of focus because the camera just has a hard time picking him up. So which way is the train supposed to be? Okay, so you face it upwards. But yeah, he could hold the sword in his other hand if you want to. You could combine together with this. Because I know this weapon was from RID 2015 from that Megatronus. It was like an energon harvester or something. So how do you get him to hold it? Do you just like wrap him around in his hand? So yeah, he can hold that in his hand. Jeez Louise, he's ginormous. And yeah, that's it for his accessories and how to put them on. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's pretty cool, awesome, and he's a solid brick. Like, you could probably hurt some of you chuck this at them. Obviously, I don't know why you would chuck Megatronus at them. You get easier results. But I'm just saying he's steady enough to get the job done. And, you know, it's pretty, like, I gotta be careful because I display my Transformers on the table, so I gotta be careful because if he falls, he's gonna cause a chain reaction. I feel like these aren't round right, but they are because of the flame details. Okay, on camera they look more orange, but off camera they look more red, so it's a bit weird. Like the flame effects, like these ones look just the way they are on camera, but these ones, they look more red off camera, but on camera they're making it look more orange. So that's really interesting. But yeah. But let's go articulation. So, this is articulated, his missile thing. That's articulated, but very tight. This is articulated. As you see, he has butterfly joints. Head is on a very expressive ball joint. Not much for side to side, but it can go up and down and very expressive. Do you have an ab crunch? I think you do. I don't know. I don't really know if a transformer has an ab crunch or not, because I don't know what defines as it. Like I know the joint for it. Actually, we'll do this one because it's not going to be impeded by the arm cannon. But arms can do a full 360. Both can. It's just this one's going to be impeded because he has the missile. So you know. Arms can go in that far. You could probably go a little bit, like they could probably go in farther if you like move the accessories out of the way. You have a bicep swivel, bicep bend. As you saw earlier, his hands can open and close. He has a waist swivel. He has a weight swivel. These can move out of the way to accommodate for his legs, which can go out that far. They can go up that far. They can go back that far. Okay, that's a solid piece. Moving down, for the rest of his legs, he has a thigh swivel or a bicep swivel. His legs can bend that far. And as you can see, he has an ankle tilt. So that's pretty cool. Might do some poses with this guy before we get to transformation segment. Might. I mean, once the bedtime video comes out, you know there's going to be a posing segment before we get to articulation. Like, it's going to be in the robot mode, because I can do some awesome poses I can do with this guy. Probably. But let's get into those size comparisons, which I am probably going to zoom out for, because he's a big boy. Well, if I have to zoom out, I will, but no, I'll keep it at ×1. But before we do get into size comparisons, if folks like to know my thoughts and opinions on the size comparisons, I will have a link to the video in the description down below and in the icon up above in case you want to check my thoughts and opinions on them for 2 out of 3. Because one of them I did have before I did YouTube, so only 2 out of 3 will do. But I'm going to show off first. The first one you see for size comparisons is the one without the video. But the other 2 do have a video for them. But in case you want to pause and go watch my opinion on the figures, then come back and finish this, in case you want to come back and finish this video, or you know, can finish watching this video and then go check out those videos, whichever you want to do. I was gonna bring out a different one of this figure, because I like, if it was just a Megatron video, like if this not a Megatron video, a Megatronus video for the day, I would have brought out one with a bit more articulation and steps. But I already did a bit other unboxings for the day. I say that, but I only did one, but it took a bit out of me because it kept falling apart. Not that it's bad enough, it's just prone to do that. But anyways, up first we have from Transformers Rescue. We have from Transformers Rescue Bots, Optimus Prime. For reference, Optimus is like the size of like a small deluxe. Like that's what the Rescue Bot toys are. They're like a tiny deluxe. So yeah. Up next, we have from Transformers Studio Series, Transformers 1, or TF1, Voyager Class Sentinel Prime. Yeah, I think he got lucky with his version Megatronus, because, I mean, granted, that one was still a good guy. I think in the comics, this one just is, like, I don't think they're all neatly bad. I think something, like, kind of makes him snap. So, at that point, Megatronus hasn't snapped yet, so that's why he's still goody goody two shoes. But I think this Sentinel tries doing his cog, he would be faced with a grim demise. And then lastly, we have Transformers Age of the Primes. You know I had to do it. That's why I had to unbox her first. We have from Transformers Age of the Primes, Deluxe Class Solus Prime. His little girlfriend. Well, not a girlfriend or wife and husband. Well, I know they're probably not, but it's heavily implied they're in love. So I don't know if it's just simple love. I don't know, in Combine the Wars, he accidentally kills her. Which is ironic, considering she's basically based on her Combiner Wars design. Like, it's basically a Combiner Wars design. But yeah. Alright, so I don't know what can stay on and what can go off. So when we go into the transformation segment, I will take off what needs to be taken off. And if we come to it while part is still on and needs to be taken off, then I will take it off. But I think I know what can stay on. But yeah, let's get him prepped for a tank mode. I want to saboteur in tank mode, but he just looks like a tank. So yeah, let's do that. Wow, all right, 25 minutes. You know these. Well, leader videos are usually long, so yeah. Alrighty, so for step one, you're gonna wanna do what? Oh, okay, you pull that out, then you fold in his hands, and yeah, I mean, if it doesn't work for you that way, just try rotating them, whichever way gets them in. Because me on instructions, yeah, never mind, instructions, it says you're supposed to rotate them, so. So those steps, you rotate in his hands. Oh, step 2 just says close it. Then for step 4, you rotate them around. Step 5, what's for step 5? You lift up his chest. Wow, look at all that beautifulness. Apologies if it's not in focus. It's just because it's moving around a lot, so sometimes it doesn't stay in focus. Then you use those butterfly joints and you bring them in. If he falls over, it's whatever. Well, that seems kind of interesting for the steps, because I mean, like, look, it's like you fold them in, bring them out, fold them in. Okay, so you undo his chest and you bring them back. Alright, so apparently we're supposed to undo this according to the steps. I mean, like, here's what you're supposed to do afterwards. I gotta look up a video. So he has double hinges everywhere. That's just instructions. You may sometimes see that in the background. But he was like this, so then you fold him down so you can pull these out, because that's the next step. Instructions, where are you? Here you are, here you are. Yeah, I'm supposed to just pull out his tank treads as he falls over, because, you know. But pull out his tank treads. Oh, and rotate his head 180. Close in these panels. Wait, what? I fold. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is you rotate it when you fold it in, so it's like this. And then bring it up. And you know, sometimes you go back and forth with these steps and it doesn't make sense. Okay, so you fold it up. And I assume you're supposed to do that, but I'm gonna just double check just to make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, so I was doing it right, thankfully. So then afterwards, you're gonna wanna take these pieces. Alrighty, and then what you're supposed to do next is take these tank treads, fold them out like so, and, you know, fix up Megatronus' head. It says to rotate. Whoa, okay, what am I supposed to do? Okay, so you're supposed to extend them out and rotate like so. And then flip to the back of the instruction booklet. I'm doing this for both sides just because I'm at ×1, so that's why it falls over, you know? Let me, come on, Megatronus, stand. Okay, so once you do that, you're supposed to collapse them onto him. Like so. And then, wait, what the fudge? Oh. Okay, so you're supposed to, like, tab them in. Because see, there's, like, a tab right here. So it's supposed to go into that. So do that. Like so. And then, turn his waist and then, like, around. So the back of his feet's now facing. Fill up his missiles. Just have to fix it off camera, but you would fill up his missiles. I have it tilted down because it's telling us to do that now. Then you would rotate his legs, but not fully, like this. And then what you would do next is you would fold this out. How far am I folding it? Okay, all the way. All the way. And then what you would do next is, what am I doing? Okay, so you're moving these out of the way, the tank treads. You're just gonna leave them hanging there. You're gonna fold down his grippers. And then let's see. You're gonna put back down his missile treads. Wait, what am I doing? So I fold. Alright, so I did it on one leg already, so I know what I was doing. But you're supposed to, and they do say it's tight, so but don't try to yank it, do be careful. You're supposed to unpeg his leg and it's supposed to slide into his missile while connecting to the other tabs. It's kind of like with Core Class and Megatron, how you connect them. So there's this tab and it's supposed to like kind of connect in, like so. Then for the next step, you would take these gray panels, fold them down, and apparently they're supposed to connect. Oh, I'm stupid. I missed this step. Of course, like my Core Class Megatron, the tank treads never stay together, do they? You're supposed to take this, fold it down, and then tab them in. There you go. You fold and tab that in. Like that. Alright, then you take this assembly, fold it back, and do something. Alright, so you're supposed to fold it back and have it click onto here, onto those gray pieces right here. Then what you're supposed to do next is you take your Requiem blaster, and water's right in the background, so apologies. I don't know what picks up and what doesn't, and make it look like a monster. Yum, yum, yum. But fold it forward. Then you take the smaller missile, this piece, and you're gonna wanna put it into the Requiem blaster. Have this piece facing upward where his insignia is. Fold that out, the little gray piece. And where does you plug in? I guess nowhere. Wait, does it really plug into nowhere? No, it doesn't. So you just take the arms and you see these big ports right here. They're supposed to go into that. Like so. So just kind of fold in on the joints. Like so. Flare the missile out this way. Rotate and point up his other missiles. And there's tank mode in the basic form. And then his accessories, his giant staff can sit on the side somewhere, but I don't really care. But I do want to put on his fire accessories. So you put the big flames on here. I can put them on. Might be on the wrong arm, like again. There we go. You do that. Oh. Well, it says you're supposed to put the small ones into his trident, but I'm just gonna stick them right here because it's my Transformers, so FU instructions. Saw that coming. I mean, I could also put them on the front here, so yeah. Like it says you're supposed to put them onto his trident weapon and store it somewhere. Where do you store it? You put it on right there, so now he has a Gatling. So it'd be like, church, ba, 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 ba. I forget what the song is, but you know what I mean. But for the tank, it can do a full 3. If my tripod will cooperate, God, it can do a full 360, thankfully. But it is recommended to hold on to the arms while you do anything with the turret. It can go up that far, up, down. It can act like a basic turret. And yeah, this is, I mean, like, it has 38 steps, but it's a simple tank transformation. Like, usually I struggle on these videos because it's my first time transforming the figure. That's why I kind of struggle on how to line videos. But after that, it's kind of a piece of cake because it goes like basically like a whole lot smoother when I do it for the stop motion segment if it's not a one step. But even if it's a one step, it takes one step, so that's not a struggle. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I struggle so long for me to do it on videos because it's my first time. But then when I do it again for the stop motion, it's a whole lot easier because I know what I'm doing. You know? But yeah, pretty cool tank. It's pretty easy. Don't let that fool you with steps. Like, sometimes it may have a lot of steps, but it could just mean it's a bunch of simple steps to help do it easier. Like, that was a fun transformation. Like, it may have 38 steps, so that was fun. Actually, I think it's something with more steps. Who knows? Oh yeah, Sandstorm. But I think Sandstorm had like 37 steps, I believe, for his vehicle, for his air mode. But yeah. But let's go into those vehicle size comparisons. Up first we have from Rescue Bots, Optimus Prime. He's a tiny little guy. But his cars are pretty dark and bland, but you know, he looks cool. He's aura farming. I don't know for the stop motion if I'm gonna fill in the 5 pieces or not, because if I do, I gotta like take a picture, 5 piece, take a picture, 5 piece, take a picture, 5 piece, or I'm just gonna like do the basic tank and just call it a day, which I'm probably just gonna do the basic tank and call it a day for the stop motion segment. Then up next we have from Studio Series TF1 Voyager Sentinel. Boom. And boom. Pretty cool, don't you know? And then lastly, we have from Age of the Primes, my only other Age of the Primes figure at this time, Deluxe Class Solus. She's a tiny little person. But luckily, she has Megatronus to help her out. But I think Megatronus would unironically fear her, because, you know, she's scary. But yeah, it doesn't have tank treads. It has wheels because, like I said, we did find wheels. Which, it's a whole lot better than tank treads because, I mean, like, as long as you have the illusion, I don't think you really see a tread moving, so that's fine. But yeah, this was a really fun tank, and I might bring him back because since it's a simple leader to do, I can probably easily bring him back. But yeah. That's been my look at Transformers Aged Primes, Megatronus the Fallen. I'd like to thank you folks watching this Transformers unboxing. If folks did enjoy the unboxing, give the video a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and if you made it this far, comment if you prefer tank Transformers to actually have treads, or just the illusion of treads, you know, like, it has tranks, treads, but there's wheels underneath. That's what I mean. If you prefer the illusional look, which is this, or you prefer actual treads. Me personally, I prefer this because it does the job at the end of the day. But yeah, and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified whenever I drop a new video /short/stream. But until next time, toodles.